Patrick Sales is a co-founder of a local architectural design build firm, Salvaging Creativity. He fabricates furniture, staircases, signage, and lighting for residential and commercial space. Patrick spends the remainder of his time working to improve the public urban landscape as a partner in New York City's public sculpture program. For the past year, he has joined with Erin Casey and a group of talented community leaders to build the community Makerspace, Working Class. Working Class will serve as a hub for space, tools, and knowledge, enabling anyone to build something. Patrick.
Hey, everybody. All right. Buckminster Fuller, space, Elon Musk, biotech, nanotech, perfect future, couple in their utopian city, 3D print everything, apps for everything, technology for tech's sake, forget the goal. A new world of choice and ease is here. As humans, we look forward. We're story makers and seekers. Public architecture expresses the intention of each generation. Our whirling media machine puts forth so many scenarios per second that our definition and our stories end up skewed from reality. It's easy to collect the loud stories. We know what's best. We'll sell you something that will fix it. New car, new house, new life. Shh. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. I'm here regardless. So is this whole world. Be present, explore, observe, take it all in. We're just a speck, and that's the best part of it all. Still a speck that seeks meaning, purpose, answers, and a story with some truth. My grandfather built and fixed things for himself. He made our toys. He pulled us into the making, into his wood shop, into his way of engaging the world, music, books, knowledge, agency. He lived through the satisfaction achieved from the knowledge that you can do things. Too big to fail, Bethlehem Steel. Between iron making and the L furnace, my dad tested samples in a small lab high up between those two structures, behemoth machines. In less than one generation, even things of this scale change. And we forget, L furnace, that last chunk of an enormous plant was leveled, no marker. So we're born into material bodies, 5 senses, opposable thumbs. It seems we're purpose-built to manipulate and explore our material world. I chose to find purpose in my part of the story, fixing things. As an engineer, infrastructure repairs, inspections. I saw how civilization was built, stylized, and fared over time. So growing up, people tell you how things are. I saw things which conflicted with the predominant stories of society. Exploring huge institutions dormant in decay. They were once the pinnacle of our culture. They left falling back to the ground. But I think seeing those, you have a chance to see them as they are. Things don't change too quickly, as they say we do, the cycles of the season, architecture. Here I could seek my own ideas and learn to build from the parts and pieces. So building things forces one to confront their place in time. The effort constantly exposes us to learn by our failures. No one begins ahead or cheats the materials and the tools. You have to read and choose stories that mean something to you. Salvaging Creativity began on an abandoned farm. We used what we knew and what we found. We fixed that silo as our shop. Today, these material and place interactions keep me grounded. This is our next shop. York Ice Machinery began in 1895. Here, we continue to fabricate where things were built for over 100 years. Grounded in this old plant, we feel a part of the arc of time rather than seeking to escape it. We'll add to it rather than replace it. So life has this underlying drive of escape to perfection. We search for something indefinable and ever-evolving, timeless, physically perfect. I'm not sure about us or the specific things we make, but our stories are perfect, and craft, done consciously or cluelessly, is inseparable from storytelling. So time, hard use, oxidation, it's just a cable spool by the sea, living life in the present as a cable spool. Materials have their own stories and their own histories. I seek defects because a defect speaks more loudly and might stop someone like it did me to question why. Here, the salvage yard, farms, the trails along the woods, these places are where we collect the materials found out of place and try to draw those stories from them. The incongruencies present you with a story and something worth building from that adds. So here in York, we have a legacy of craft and people with skills. We have the ability to meet them, listen to their stories, and learn their ways. And not every city has a density of people with these kind of craft stories to tell and share. This is Bob Yelton down on his sawmill yard. So I take these materials, the knowledge of people around us, the tools and companies in this little city. I recraft these resources into functional elements of our built environment. A hay rake, an old dogwood tree, some quarry sieves. Through process, we capture stories and material, leave them behind, and call them perfect. Here's a school playground, hints of railroad, local industry, plants overtaking boundaries, hidden parts to be found cast in concrete. They raise questions to be asked, and play among new things created from old encourages curiosity using all of one's senses. Here's a curving staircase rising through the center of a home that was once a dark old grain mill. We take glass, grapevines, and the objects collected from the owner's travels, embed them in the staircase that they climb daily. This is a story the owner wanted to remember. So right here in York, since 1895, a plant is still quietly printing wall coverings on the same old machines. Our whole city passes the brick facade daily, never understanding the story of what happens inside this building. So more than a surface printed panel or a stylized look, this sign is one of those old machines displayed for our curiosity in hopes of sharing a story. So, over the years, I've had the opportunity to work with a lot of talented people, all of them seeking purpose, meaning, and knowledge by thinking and doing. We're shaped by the things that we make, and then again by living among those things. So try looking at your place in the process as making stories. Take time to observe and learn a language deeper than print or film. Strive to read our material bodies, the things we build, and the natural world as the best story, told from a collection of all our best defects.